Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I am Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about movies, music, and.
Whatever we feel like, we're trying to just wing things here. Today is definitely a special kind of an example of us winging things. So yeah, just sit back. Welcome to the podcast.
All right, so today's a very special episode. We're going to branch out of our normal music and movies and talk about. Actually, do a review of a game called A Way Out. See, I got it right. Because for some reason,
Nailed it.
I was saying No Way Out the whole time, but it is A Way Out. I don't remember who made the game. Maybe Michael does, but
N- no, no, but it's not that hard to find, guys.
right. It's a co-op game, and short synopsis of it is basically you meet these two inmates who escape from prison. They team up because they have a mutual enemy, and they escape from prison to want to get back to their families and also take down this enemy. And you play the whole escape from jail plus what happens after they escape from jail. When the time comes to talk about the ending of the game, I will say spoiler because we maybe people don't want to
we
know
can
the
say
ending.
spoiler right. We can say spoiler right now, to be honest, because
I mean, I think the
I
only
mean,
thing that's gonna be spoiled is the ending, right?
I'm sure. I guess.
I mean, I don't know how you could spoil any of the other stuff because it was kind of given away in the trailer, like playing with them in jail and out jail. But
Well, as far as like story aspects, like how one person got to jail, what their backstories are, and all that. Not
okay,
necessarily
yeah,
everything was in the trailer, but just to be safe. 'Cause I feel like it's like someone out there's gonna be nitpicking, like you didn't tell me, you're gonna tell me, why his kid was like this or whatever. But spoilers, guys. I'll go ahead and do it for her. Spoilers today.
okay. So first thing, I'm gonna give my review of the game. It's very fun. Definitely an A of the game. Top 10, 10 points, 100%. Really good. For me, the gameplay is really fun. I like that one thing when they say it's a co-op game. It's a co-op game. You are dependent on your person.
Yeah,
So me and Michael when we were playing, we definitely realized that early on. Like we're actually really dependent on each other. Like you can't complete this game alone, and I love that aspect of it. Cause some co-op games, yeah, you play together, but sometimes one person can finish the level without the other person. This is not one of those type of games. It's like, yo, we need to finish this level together, okay, not apart. So I love that aspect of it. It does feel like you're actually working on a team. I mean, the gameplay is real fun. It's a simplistic gameplay. The graphics still look good. Um, the action scenes are still good. I didn't particularly like some of the guns in there, but other than that, I thought it was a really fun experience, and I definitely would play another game like this. So, what do you think of this game, Michael? Before we get into like the storyline.
I think this game is great because one of my biggest things right now is way back in the day. There used to be a couple of games where you could play like games strictly co-op all the way through, like Shanique said. Granted, they had the option of playing single player, but like no, I don't know. I feel like co-op games are kind of one of those art styles that are like just dying now. But this one happened, and I'm like, you know what? It feels like so old school. Like you can actually like hang out with a friend on your couch, play the game, and I was poking around. This actually is by Hazelight Studios from EA, so good for them. I didn't even realize EA was doing games like this, to be honest. But that's completely fine. But yeah, it was fun. It used several different kind of like gameplay styles at different points. Like there's like a point where it's the shooter, it's sneaking, that kind of thing. You're driving, you're in like a chase scene. It covers like a lot of different kind of gameplay styles. And the fact that you have another person next to you, or I guess online if you're playing online co-op, to like experience all that with you is kind of cool. Because no matter what, the game is set up to like have everyone do their fair share. You can't beat this game alone. You need to cooperate. And to be honest, if you're doing it online, you need a headset. Because there's no way you can probably beat this game without a headset. I mean, I guess you can actually, but you're giving yourself a lot more work.
Yeah, it's easier if you communicate, cause we were definitely communicating with each other. Um, so let's get into the storyline. First of all, I thought the story was fine. Like it made sense. The twists were really good. I admit some of the parts when they were actually talking, maybe the motion could be a little better. Especially what was it? Leo's wife. I don't know who was the voice actor or what they were doing there, but sometimes her voice was coming, but her mouth didn't move. It was weird. But um, and like the voice acting was solid. I do like how it starts. Like Leo, because I played as Leo and Michael played as Vincent. Traitor.
Spoilers, lady.
Hey, you said spoiler, so
Oh, fine, fine, fine.
but we'll get there. We'll get there. But Leo was already in jail, and Vincent was coming to jail, and they meet up because randomly these guys threw him in a fight together. Like I didn't understand that first part. Like, why you pushing me in there? Like, I didn't get that. But I was handling business. I wish they would have let you fought more like free loose, like instead of like throwing, the buttons up there for you. I kind of
Right.
wish you would. That's the only thing I would say about when it actually came to fighting. I wish it was you were more in control instead of saying click this button in this amount of time. But other than that, the whole. I guess we could just talk about the breakout for now. To me, the breakout was definitely where you had to get your teamwork together quick because they some of the like I think the scene where you had to like pass the screwdriver, right,
Hmm.
and like look up for the guards, if they didn't even tell you a lot of that stuff. Like there was some of the stuff they didn't even tell us how to do. You had to just think on your own. So I love that aspect because it makes the game more challenging. But someone, Michael, didn't trust me to look out for him.
I mean, I did. It was just that I don't know. Listen, if I'm in jail, I'm be nervous. Okay, I was really in character at the time. I couldn't really help it. I had to be double sure. I'm not trying to go to max. Come on now.
Okay, but like I was literally about to say, and he's like, "No, I'm just gonna stop right now." I'm like, "Dude, you literally could have just had like a little more
Hey, listen,
time."
man. I don't want to get beat up by no guards. Okay, I was really in character,
He
guys.
let me
Forgive
down
me.
first. Let's put that out there. He let me down
Oh,
first.
let's not do that because we really want to think about that. You got caught first, actually.
Okay,
And
but
one
you
of the
didn't
first,
distract her the way you were supposed to. You didn't even help me out.
you
You,
didn't wait for me to. You did it by
I did.
yourself.
I did. I waited, and you were like, "Oh, well, I got it." No, he didn't have it. He let me down. He let me get caught, and I was like, "All right, fine." And then we got the second time around. But who got us caught in the first chase? Cause it wasn't me.
Well, at least we were outside of jail at the time. You were still in jail.
That's worse. I'd rather get caught inside than outside.
I don't know.
We trying to run for the cops. I'm shooting them. I'm shooting them down. And Michael can't seem to drive. So I don't know. I don't know what that
Let's
was.
not let's not get to the parts where Shanique gets shot up, but it's okay.
Oh, really? I
As,
barely
as,
got shot up.
as you can see, guys, when you play co-op games like this, there'll be a lot of finger pointing, but it will make you learn how to work as a team. Though that's the only catch. Like there's a lot of points in this game where things will go wrong, and you're gonna want to blame the other person, sometimes unreasonably. But it helps. You to be honest, it's one of those games where you get something wrong once, you already know how to get around it. It's not like a super complicated, intricate system of like puzzles and nothing like that. And especially because it plays out sort of like a movie on top of that too, which is another really good aspect about it. Like I feel like it plays out in like I don't know, decently sized chunk chapters, which kind of makes sense too because the game isn't even all that long. We beat it in like 2 sittings, and the game isn't like one of them full price $60 or $70 games like that we see these days. It's only about $30. I think it's been $30 since it got released back in March, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and like speaking of expensive games, if you are a Darksiders fan, they have a special edition coming out that's worth drum roll $400.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
What the fuck is in that game? Is it giving me gold? Like I don't understand. Why would I pay $400 for a game? Do I get a toy? Is the toy
They,
like?
sometimes it's like that. They'll give you like a statue or something like that. Like I think if I wanted, you know how I like Monster Hunter. If I had the Monster Hunter Special Edition, I got like a special statue of a monster that was actually in the game. But the game itself, though, the whole package would have cost me like $130 or something like that. Got the money I didn't have at the time, so that didn't happen. But I would have liked that statue. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
$400.
Yeah, but they have. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, you good?
they have an edition that's worth 150, I think. So they have the standard, the 150, and the 400. What is in the 400?
I think that's like a collector's. I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet. I just know that one of the prices got really absurd, like you're telling me right now. So you're confirming it. But yeah, it gets pretty absurd if you're really like down for Darksiders like that. Then by all means, go ahead and get you some Darksiders. The new trailer had dropped and everything.
Yeah,
But
I was looking at that. And speaking of new stuff, you know what also dropped? The first picture of Shazam. That's actually dropping too.
did not see that.
Yeah, it looks. People are like crazy because I'm like, he looks like Shazam, but Shazam is also like a weird superhero, weird concept. But
He's magical Superman.
yeah, and also like this is a little tangent, but someone was talking about Batman and that whole Robin thing, and the person was like, I always thought it was weird that Batman thought this little boy should fight crime and get shot at instead of going to school and sleeping. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
He had Alfred. He had Alfred to homeschool him. You know,
Psst.
because what was it? For like okay, now we're definitely going on a tangent. But like Dick Grayson, like he had his parents die in the circus, and Batman was like, yeah, we're gonna fight psychopaths now. And I'm like, okay, maybe in context, it's a lot weirder, to hear out loud. But we have a hero now. I mean, another hero looking out for Gotham and Bloodhaven doesn't really make us right or Batman right. But
Batman's not right in
when
the head. I don't care what anyone say.
when life throws you, newly orphaned gymnast children, you make them fight psychopaths. Pretty sure that's how the saying goes, right?
There was a whole lot of bullshit that he just said, but I thought it was like that's also like a weird thing. But switching back to a way out, I did like the relationship between Vincent and Leo. I liked the relationship between their families. We could probably just go like what I like about this game. You get emotionally invested in this relationship, this bond, and then the ending happens, and you're like, nigga, like Michael was.
Yeah,
He got
yeah.
so spoiler, giving away the ending. So if you don't want to know the ending, please stop here. If you continue, this is your fault. Um,
Wait, before you go on, you sure you want to like get into the ending right now?
what else do you want to talk about?
Oh, I was gonna talk about like the story itself, but like as far as uh,
Okay,
let's say like how I'm not gonna like talk about the story itself and like give you like a play by play, but like one of the reasons like say that they even got that close to each other is because like it got really involved with like family pretty much. So the first person you figured out that they gonna end up gonna meet is Leo's wife and his kid, and then Vincent meets them both, and then it's a little bit of depending on who you are, it can be a cute little part of the story because they set up as co-op. One person's playing with his kid, and the other person's talking to the wife, and it's really cute looking, depending on who you are. I thought it was a
oh
little corny because the son's a little strange when it comes to basketball, but but I digress.
no,
And on the I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was saying what's also really fun about the game is the little mini games you can play. Like I bust his ass in Connect Four. Just saying.
Okay, I would have won in the wheelchair game had I tried again. Though you stayed back and tried more times than I did.
Just like you did in the baseball one. I won the first time in the baseball one, but what you do, you stayed back and tried and beat me. You did
We
that
still
in the
tried.
darts one. You did
You
that in
tried
all the
that.
games.
Tried way more than I did. First of all, and it was crazy, Shanique. I think there were actually way more that we could have done too, because I realized instead of that house that we ransacked for the gun and the clothes, there were like a bunch of things in there we could have done with like some instruments or whatever. and some other spots that we could have done some stuff. But I guess we were like, we were pretty focused on like getting through the story at the time because we were pretty invested. But yeah, there are a couple cool little mini games in there you can play. It gets a little competitive. In real life and in virtual world, I suck at Connect Four, but when you play it with your with your friends, then go ahead and try one of the little mini games in the story. Even though your wife might be pregnant and giving birth, go ahead and have your game of Connect Four before you see her.
It was his idea. He's like, oh yeah, you can do arm wrestling. I didn't get that arm wrestling one, but
Ah, that's right.
you can do arm wrestling. You can do the wheelchair one. See if you can balance. Little kid shit. Connect Four. Um, there was a lot of little things you can do.
Yeah,
The darts.
right, the darts. That's true.
A lot of little
There's an
fun things.
arcade game in there too. Like you play
Yeah,
like a weird old version of Pong or volleyball or whatever the heck it was.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, it gets a lot of little fun distractions in it.
yeah. So we did play a lot of those, and I thought that was a really cool aspect to add in there. Talking about the family, which kind of makes it even more fucked up. But actually, one thing I want to ask you: what was your favorite part to play? I know mine, but what was yours?
Mine. I feel like mine is probably going to be the hospital. Actually, the entire hospital scene is probably no. You know what? I don't know. There are a lot of good parts. I'll put it down to two: either the hospital scene or the actual entire process of breaking out and sneaking the things on the guards, getting the tools we needed, sneaking through the little sewers, and actually getting outside and getting chased by the cops. The entire everything that was like fast paced in this game played out so well like a movie that it felt like cinematic and engaging. So but my favorite two I'm going to go ahead and give to the hospital and the jail escape.
Okay. My favorite is actually Harvey, like the scene where we actually go to Harvey. I thought that was like the most fun part. Like when we invade his villa, I thought that was pretty fun.
Hmm.
Also when we're trying to catch the plane to meet Emily, that was actually pretty cool.
Mistakes
Riding
were
the
made, guys. Mistakes were made.
mistakes were made. Like we missed her one time. We got her the second time, but we definitely missed her the first time.
Yeah, and it's mainly me because I was the one driving. We missed her because I was on the wrong side of the airplane. The cursor didn't really like spell out be on the right side of the airplane. I was on the
There
left
was no
side. I was like,
door
whatever.
though. There's no door there.
I thought it was gonna trigger something. I was like, what the heck is taking so long? I don't know. At least they were nice about it because some games when you get that wrong, they show what happens because you got left behind. Like you get ran over by the person behind you, or you get shot. I'm like, all right, well at least they weren't graphic about how bad it is if you lose. But yeah, that was actually pretty fun seeing going on to Harvey's compound. Which, by the way, you can call the game's antagonist until the story throws a twist in your face.
Yeah, well, I would still say he's an antagonist.
Oh yeah, it is. I'd say he's antagonist, but then the story twists and then like the narrative sort of changes. There's no real antagonist after the fact, but there is like a conflict, pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, that is my favorite part. All the shit at Harvey's villa was my favorite part, especially the part when you're trying to catch the plane. I thought that was really fun.
Right.
Mistakes were made during this. Also another thing I liked is that you could pick which way you can go. You can go the calm and thought like low key way
Uh,
of Vincent, or you
right.
can go the I don't give a fuck, I'm punching niggas way of Leo. So
Right.
what we did instead of thinking which way was the best, we literally just like went on and
Flip
off.
flop.
Yeah,
Right.
which led
Which
to a
worked out.
robbery. That was so funny.
Oh yeah, it sure did lead to like us robbing a whole gas station. Oh my! One of the other funniest parts of our playthrough. Oh my goodness!
Yo,
I
if
don't
I
even want to get into it, but like pretty much,
I
I
fucked
don't
up.
know. Don't get me wrong. We both still got each other weren't in the right, but one of us was more in the wrong than the other one.
No, I'll admit I fucked up. The first time, because we played it 3 times. The first time, I wasn't out the door quick enough. Like, I was right behind him, but he was more towards the car. So then we got caught by the cop. The second time, I forgot the cash the second time. I don't know why, but I remember pressing the button. But it could be like one of those things like if you guys ever play Assassin's Creed, if you're not positioned, the right way, that
Mhm.
press don't mean anything. And
True
like,
story.
so I'm like, I pressed the button and I ran out to just because I was afraid to be in, like, I wouldn't be out there in time. And then I forgot the car, but he didn't say anything either. That's the worst part.
Got money. I'm paying attention to my screen. I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to go
Co-op,
back to
nigga,
cancel.
co-op.
Um, yeah, it means I should be trusting you to handle your part by yourself.
And you supposed to let me know when I'm wrong though.
I
Teamwork.
mean, I let you know you were wrong. I sure did let you know you were wrong.
After we got caught, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot the cat. But I really thought I had it. That's why I knew that I was supposed to take the cash, and I thought I had it, but it's
I mean,
fine.
to be honest, by the time I saw it too, I remember like you're already outside of the gas station. No point in running back inside because this cop about to come around the corner, and we getting shot. So whatever.
I mean, we had guns. We could have just shot him. But anyway, um, so I wish they would have, instead of forcing you to play one way, I wish they would like maybe force you into alternative options out of it if you don't complete it the initial way, the right way. I think that would make it more fun. But I
Well,
get
yeah,
why they did it
that'd be
because it keeps to a script, you know.
true. Right.
But at
That's
least in
very
like
true.
certain missions, I would be like, oh well, if you if the cops comes to the store, you got to do this to get out or something like that. Or in the hospital, the one I agree, the hospital one is still one of my favorite scenes, favorite parts to play because it switches between each character. So your like his character would play a part, and then it will switch to my character when he reached a checkpoint. I thought that was really fun. The whole I guess cinematic part of that video game was really cool.
I completely agree. Especially because it had like a bunch of different aspects on. Like you did need like quick ROM reflexes, and even before the hospital part, there's other pretty cool part where like they sent an assassin after you, and like you have to like pretty much work together to like get to like this vent to move the cover while he's shooting at you because you have no guns at this point, so we have to like ambush him. It really forces you to play like co-op. Like it's not a lot of co-op games what they have you do. They just have you play the game at the same time. But this one is like built on the fact that you need to like as it states cooperate.
All right. What else? What else? Who was your favorite character in the game? Leo,
I
Vincent?
mean, don't get me wrong, they're both two very compelling stories. However, one is a traitor. I will give you that. And to be honest, we can just after this we can just go right into the post story twist, I guess if you want to call it that. But they're both really good characters. I'm in my feelings, so I can't really like say Leo's really my favorite character. I do like them both equally, to be honest. They're they're two really fleshed out characters. They had like their own motives. Granted, one's you might find that their motives might be a little bit skewed depending on how you look at it, But I feel like there are two really good characters that they did a good job of fleshing out a little bit. I feel like they took a little more time with Leo, but I guess it's because of story reasons though, because you couldn't really hang out with Vincent's wife. Obviously, he had like a baby on the way in a hospital, and they weren't on good terms. But Leo, it was cute because Leo already had like his son he could talk to. He had his wife who would look holding him down while he was in jail. Did not care that he just bust out of jail, and he even
Nah.
had his like son. He even had like his son be disappointed in him that he's a criminal in the newspapers. So they took a little more time fleshing out Leo, but I feel like Vincent. He had somewhat of a reason to do what he did. I don't agree with it, but I think it's still a good enough reason to like say that they put work into the character. That and I guess that the fact that they threw in the plot twist at the end to kind of like help flesh out more of his story as well. Because at the end of the day, the entire story really did hinge on Vincent pretty much. Because he's kind of where everything started for the story anyway. I mean, Harvey really is, but he made the decisions to do certain things that pushed the story into what it was. What about you?
I'm definitely Team Leo all day, every day. Team my own character. One, he's solid. Two, I like to see him with his family. I thought he was really cool about a lot of things, and I understood his reaction in the end. So, getting to the ending, basically, You know, Vincent is actually an undercover cop. And
Mhm.
basically, what happened with Leo, Leo went to prison because he got set up by Harvey for a heist that went wrong. Like they stole the diamond. They were there to trade off the diamond, but Harvey lost his shit and just shot the guy who was giving him the money and left Leo hang to dry. And then turns out the guy he shot was Vincent's brother as an undercover cop, and or just undercover in general. And so Vincent set out on a mission to basically stop Harvey and team up with Leo. And then it's crazy because then they stop Harvey. They're on their way back, and you think they're going back to jail. And Vincent, you know, he turned out to be a traitor. And Leo's in his feelings, and it ends up being a one-on-one game. And you could play out both endings.
Right.
The first ending, if Vincent wins the battle and kills Leo, is that Vincent gets back together with his wife and he breaks the news to Leo's family. If Leo wins and kills Vincent, Leo gives Vincent, I mean, Leo gives his wife, Vincent's wife, a letter that Vincent wrote talking about after this being over, I'm gonna leave the FBI and I'm gonna be a good father and a husband to you, which makes her cry and
Mhm.
stuff. And then Leo is on the run with his family. Now, of the ending, I like Leo's ending the best. It's not. I think Vincent's letter was more. Actually, I think Vincent's letter was more heartwarming than him just giving over the, you know, his resignation from the FBI. I thought his letter was so much better than him handing her that. Both are really sad. The game doesn't end on a happy note. Kind of ends up
Yeah.
more on a somber note. But it is shocking when you realize Vincent is a traitor. It is really shocking. Even though when you look back, the signs are there. Like, you never really see the flashbacks of why, of what happened to land him in jail. You don't really see it. You just hear Vincent tell a bogus story. It doesn't really explain how he knows Emily.
The pilot, right?
Right. But it does explain how Leo knows all of his associates as well. They don't explain anything about Vincent, so it was kind of obvious that they were leading you there, but you're so wrapped up in the teamwork and the bond and all that stuff that you don't even think about the fact that Vincent could do that, or things are not what they appear to be. So
Mhm.
the twist was shocking, so I'll give it that because they misdirect you really hard. What do you think about the ending?
I mean, I was just a little disappointed. I mean, though not as quality wise, but I like Vincent a lot because he's my character that I chose to play through the whole story with, and I don't know. It's kind of like, yo, we've been running from the cops and all this time, and you were a cop, so it's a little strange. But I thought the endings were both good on both ends. There's not really one that I particularly like more than the other. Even though Vincent's ending, I guess, kind of validates his treachery, but it's still a nice one because it shows like he was being more of a man about it than Leo was when it comes to breaking news to the wife about what happened. Because Leo just dropped the letter off, but at least Vincent took the time to go to
Hey,
Vincent took the time to go to Leo's
oh,
space.
whoa! Don't be throwing my man Leo like that. Leo was wanted by the
Listen,
police. He could not go there face to face. He's wanted by the police, so he can't actually do that. All
I
right,
suppose
so
that's true.
th-
Either way,
throw my nigga under the
one
bus like
person,
that.
one person at least took the L of being thrown out the house, and looking the son in the eye before he told the news, which must have been freaking hard, but man. And for Leo's ending, I thought was cool too, cause they even showed the funeral for him with everyone showing up and the military folks and FBI folks there. I thought that was pretty cool. They made it like real official that actual person in service had passed away and got killed in line of action and all that. But I think they handle both of the endings pretty well. And like I said, Vincent's kind of validates his treachery, but it's really cool though that the whole letter idea actually did come from Leo, and that I guess probably helped him get back to his wife a little better than he could have done on his own. So, you know, it's kind of an ending where one person has to win, one person has to lose, but you end up coming out with in your feelings, which is a good sign. Whether or not it's a good feeling or bad feeling, you're in your feelings, and if a game can do that to you, then it got you invested, because I'm sure it was.
All right. Other than that, the game was worth playing. Even knowing the ending, I would still replay that game. So I thought it was a solid game. Good job. I would even play another. If they decide to make another game with a different story, I would play that too.
Oh yeah, if the co-op, if the long as the co-op elements are still there, because like I really feel like there's no co-op game out there doing what this game did, then I'd be absolutely down to play another one, like a strictly co-op game. You can't have the computer help you. You need a whole human on your couch or online to help you get through this whole game.
Definitely. Is there anything else?
No, I'm good. That's all I gotta say. Got everything off my chest.
All right, so we're gonna close out this podcast. Hit us up on Twitter at Echo U Podcast and let us know what you guys think. You can also find us on many social media sites, and if you listen to us on your phone, you can also find us on different apps, all under Echo Underground Podcast. And we will see you guys next episode. Bye.
See ya.